is Marina from Darkstar Astrology, bringing you the new moon in Virgo. It will be at 23 degrees, and I'm calling this one Wondrous. Well, it is because it's going to be conjunct the fixed star Alx, which is in the Holy Grail, and it's the constellation of the Crater. It will also be this moon trine Saturn, giving it lots of stability. And we'll have a learning triangle with it as well. And the healing crystal I'm assigning to this is the bowenite, which is a lovely, this one. So this new moon is best for psychic ability, laying foundations, clothes buying, dragon slaying, marriages, abundance, healing, and giving up alcohol. But it's worse for arguments, codependency, greed, gold diggers, ignoring inner conflict, and being triggered, and hangovers. So that's just a quick summary. Tune in to the next. So that's the quick summary. So with that, let's go into the next part. So, just to summarise first, it will take place in Virgo Decan 3, which I've called Healing Harlots and Skeptics. It will be part of a learning triangle. It will be quincunx Mars Eris, which is also in square to Saturn. That's part of the learning triangle. It takes place in the 12th lunar mansion, which is Al-Safar, the changer. And the tarot card is the 10 of Pentacles, so I'll be going into those in more detail. Now, the new moon in Decan 3 of Virgo can be quite a difficult placement for this moon. Some commentators say that it's because the moon is very fragile in Virgo 3 and prone to illness. Any malady will be due to autoimmune problems, which are always due to not setting clear boundaries in relationships. Now, with the trine to Saturn in this new moon, I think this will be a good opportunity to learn how to set those boundaries. The new moon is the archetypal nurse and makes an amazing healer. So those touched by this moon, anything around 25 of Virgo, it doesn't have to be on precisely that. It can be square it as well, like all the mutable signs. So that's 25 Gemini, Sagittarius, and Pisces will need to really look after themselves first. If you don't, you will burn out in your caring roles very quickly if you neglect yourself. So do take heed of that one. The dark side of the moon here is the amount of resentment that may come out at this time when charity and dutiful nurturing is not reciprocated. Patients may not have asked for the medicine at all and in frustration apt to throw it all back in the Virgo new moon's face. At this time, we could even, albeit unconsciously, get loved ones hooked onto our support. And the worst way we can do this is through actually using drugs, even sugary foods, and plying someone with wine count as well. There are two extremes here then, the self-sacrificial martyr and the drug pusher. Those touched by the new moon must be careful not to fall down the rabbit hole of addiction themselves in trying to rescue an addict. But on the positive side, supporting a good cause will be really great at this new moon. And keeping on the straight and narrow. Nervous energy generated at this time needs channeling into something, even simple housework. It's a very good time for a sort of autumn clean out as well. So the lunar mansion is the 12th lunar mansion, and it depicts a warrior confronting a dragon. When the moon passes into this mansion, it signifies conflict and confrontation. It may indicate brewing argument or strife with others, or we will be hindered in our path, confronted by significant obstacles. Al-Safar depicts conflict with the dragon, the archetypical serpent, and thus suggests that the true conflict, although it may manifest outwardly, is within ourselves. And that's a quote from Christopher Warnock in Mansions of the Moon. Now, it is about slaying dragons then, but it is also supposed to be good for building, agriculture, marriage, and the putting on new garments, shopping. But it's bad for travel and employment. For talismans, if you're going to make a talisman, it would be for the separation of two lovers. It's a bit strange if it's good for marriage, but anyway. It increases harvest and causes plants to prosper. Destruction of riches and reinforcing the loyalty of allies. So, yeah, it seems to be a bit of a mixed bag there, because it is good for inspiring loyalty, yet a talisman will also separate two lovers, so they won't be loyal to each other. That doesn't make sense. These lunar mansions are a bit mad. But maybe that's the point of it. It is a bit of a contradictory type of energy in this Virgo area. Yet the tarot card, this is successful. It's a 10 of Pentacles, probably the most commercially successful type of card, and it's reflected in the meaning. It shows abundance, thriving, high achievement, and solid foundations. Now, karmically at this time, it can suggest marrying into money due to having had helped that family in a past life. So Teach Me Tarot says, here we are looking at success, prosperity, and abundance on many levels. The cards suggest you have done or will do very well for yourself, not by chance, but by working hard to achieve it. Wealth and strong financial security are indicated and more likely here to stay, as you have well prepared for this time and have done the essential groundwork. So that seems to mirror the good for building and marrying. Marrying for money is an interesting one, but it's a karmic one. It's because they owe it to you. So if you don't realise that, I guess that the whole resentments side of this moon, when you are being charitable to someone or dutiful to someone and they just think, what do you want from me? Are you after something? Or also getting someone hooked on you as well. If it's done for, nefarious means and in order to control them, then that obviously isn't going to be there's not going to be a good outcome for that, because karma, especially with the learning triangle with this moon, I think it will ensure that karma will be dealt with, it will be paid back. I mean, you can't cheat nature anyway, but I think it's very, very obvious with this new moon. So let's look at this learning triangle, because the moon is part of it, and it has this lovely trine to Saturn. I mean, Saturn is retrograde, so there's the karmic side of it coming out. But the square is with the North Node. So it's all about really getting on your path and not being tempted by, or not being pulled off it just because you're a slave to the system kind of thing, and you're too afraid to let go of maybe material goods, because Saturn and Virgo, I mean, they are earth signs and they do need security, and they may be in a kind of slave job and scared to let that go because, they're just afraid that if they go for what they really love, they could suffer financial hardship. And we're in very uncertain times at the moment, and everybody's worrying still about, the economy due to the beer virus. So it's a difficult one. But if you manage to adjust things so that you are acting with integrity, I think, because the North Node is in Gemini at the moment, and it's like being split in two people. You might have a job where your personality is one thing, and then when you go home, you're just another thing. You're just two people, and it just feels like you're split. But it's this fear factor that is keeping people from growing, and that's the thing. The North Node is all about evolution and going towards things that you're not comfortable with, really. Things that challenge you, that help you grow, not falling into defaults that we do all the time because it's safer. Now, another thing about Moon trine Saturn, even though it is a trine, it can be, from what I found in my research, it can be quite status hungry, and that can come from deep insecurity as well. At this time, we could be asking ourselves all the time, are we really talented or beautiful enough? But the thing is, this really does attract wealth, this moon trine Saturn. So we really don't need to work as hard as we think we do, half as hard as we think we have to in order to get it. And one thing it also gives too is it does have trustworthiness about it and capability. So this moon will take care of your money. This is the sort of moon that will take care of the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves, that kind of energy. So when you put that with the Ten of Pentacles, I think this is quite a nice secure moon. Nothing unusual, untoward or dangerous that could occur. Although saying that, I do note that it's still, Mars is retrograde now and it is coming back to squaring Saturn, but that's in the background through the whole of this time anyway. And go and have a look at the Mars retrograde post or YouTube video for that, because that is a difficult one to deal with. But at least this moon, I think, gives a new start in terms of stability. So I think I'll leave it there for the YouTube version. So come on to Patreon if you want to go in a bit deeper. And just some other news as well. I've made my Instagram account patrons only now. So that's another sort of bonus if you like. I'm not using Instagram so much to promote Darkstar anymore. It's just more kind of behind the scenes, random photos, my holiday snaps, that kind of thing, a bit more personal. I've also revived my Tumblr account. So if you want to follow me on there, I really like it. I prefer it to Facebook. And that's the thing. I'm just getting so annoyed with Facebook because I just don't get the reach anymore. So I'm trying to find other ways. Also Pinterest. I absolutely love Pinterest. So I've revived my account there as well. I just kind of let them die because I've been concentrating on Facebook so much. If you're already following me on Darkstar on Twitter, you will see it has changed. And there's a reason for that as well, but I won't go into it here. So that's it. I'm just been really reorganising my life and Darkstar and sorting things out. So everything has a slightly different, it's just not repeating myself on all platforms. They're all being used in a different way. Okay then, so thanks for listening and I will speak to you next time. Bye-bye.